So I'm going to give you 4 strategies that you can use in order to increase your intensity during the workouts without actually doing any cardio. Hi, my name is Nikita and welcome back to It's Pretty Simple, a podcast where I talk about fat loss, fitness, nutrition, life, and everything health and wellness. This podcast goal is to try and make everything as simple as possible for you to be able to implement into your real life, having sustainable changes overall by building small habits. So let's jump straight into it. Do you think that in order to add intensity into your workout, you need to be doing a lot of cardio? You need to be running, you need to be biking, you need to be doing HIIT workouts? If that's what you think, then you're going to like this episode. So I'm going to give you 4 strategies that you can use in order to increase your intensity during the workouts without actually doing any cardio. So if you're looking to push your limits, maximize on your workout time, and take the intensity up a notch, here's what you've got to do. So number 1, we're going to be increasing weight. Taking your weights up on a week-by-week basis or every 2 weeks. Why is this so important? So if we are using the same weights every single week, we're going to see no improvement because the entire concept of weight training is to increase time under pressure and to put your muscles under stress. So if you are sticking to 5 kilo dumbbells throughout your 12-week program, you may see a change within the first week, but then after that, you're really not going to see any muscle growth there. So it's always recommended to be taking your weights up by 5 to 10% every week or every 2 weeks. Okay, so to go into more detail, so let's say you have your workout plan and it says 3 sets by 12 reps. 12 reps usually means endurance. So the rep range depends on what your goal is as well. So you may see some workouts 3 times 12, some 3 times 10, some 4 times 8, and all of them have a reason behind it. But essentially, all of these things, the rep itself needs to be up to failure, which means if you have 3 times 12, the 12 rep that you do has to be the last rep that you can do with the weights that you're using. So if you're able to go 13, 14, 15 and continue on with the exact same weight, you're not actually lifting enough for that particular movement, and you're not actually increasing any intensity or doing essentially anything for yourself. So when we say 3 times 12, 3 times 10, that last rep needs to be the max rep that you can go. So the way I like to do it is if I've got a workout and I don't know, how much I can actually push, if it's 12 reps, I will pick up a weight that I think I can do and I will do it for my first set. Now, if I realize that the last 2 reps have been super easy, my next set, I'm going to increase the weight. And normally when I do that, the last 2 to 3 reps will be challenging and 12 will be my max. So as you go week by week, you may notice that some of your programs may show you that your reps are decreasing as well. And that is because your trainer wants you to increase your weight every single week. And also it depends on your goals. So let's talk about the reps and sets. So if you're doing 10 to 12, sometimes even 15, you may see in some things, that's for muscle endurance. Okay, so you still need to challenge yourself, you still need to push your weights. If you see 8 to 10, that's usually for hypertrophy. And if you see anything below that, that's usually for pure strength. So the whole principle of increasing weight is progressive overload. So by gradually increasing the amount of weights that you're using for the movement per week, you're going to see improvement, you're going to see your muscles growing, and you'll also see that your workouts are getting more and more intense week by week, even though you are doing the exact same workout every single week. So for example, if you're comfortable with doing a bench press of 25 kilos and you can push up to 10 reps and that last rep is a bit hard, the following week you should try and take it up to 26, 27 kilos and see if you can push 10 reps. Now, when somebody gives you a rep range, so let's say you are training, your coach has given you 8 to 10 reps. What does that mean when it comes to increasing your weights? So let's say I know I can do 10 reps with 20 kilos, right? So if the range is 8 to 10 and I know that I can do 20 kilos, I'm going to take the weight up a little bit and I'm going to push myself. So let's say I'll do 22 kilos and I can only get up to 8. I can't push for 9 and I cannot push for 10. So in this case, that's your rep range. So what you want to do is stick to the 22 kilos until you can do 10 reps. So let's say the following week, you do the 22 kilos, you're still at 9. The week later, you do 22 kilos, you're still at 9. The week later, you do 22 kilos and you hit 10 reps. That means it's time to take the weight up for the next session. So you're going to go up, and again, you're going to be between the range of 8 to 10 until you can push the 10. So this is the concept of increasing weight. The second strategy that we're going to talk about is decreasing your rest time. Now, this really depends on what your goal is. So if you're trying to get your workout done quickly, or if you're trying to increase intensity, if you're trying to increase time under tension, then you should decrease your rest time. But if you are working for pure strength, then I don't recommend that you decrease your rest time, because that is super, super important. Your muscle recovery in between sets is very important for strength training if that's your only goal. So most of the time, again, depending on the type of goal that you have or the program that you have, your rest time will be between 30 seconds to 2 minutes. So if you cut that rest time off by half, you are going to be increasing the intensity of your workout. So this is going to help with your heart rate, cardiovascular, as well as muscle endurance. So smaller rest period, higher intensity, because you're going to keep your muscles under constant tension and not give it a break to recover. There is research that suggests that reducing rest times or interval training can actually increase growth hormone. So try cutting your rest time by half the next time that you are at the gym and see how much the intensity of the workout increases. Just make sure you're giving your muscles enough time to actually recover in between sets, so don't skip the break completely, because if you do that, then that's just going into HIIT training, which is a different concept. So our third strategy is supersets. Supersets is by far my favorite way to maximize my time in the gym. So if I don't have enough time, I like to superset. So superset is basically putting 2 movements back to back. This could be of the same muscle group or opposing muscle group. So if it's the same muscle group, you would think of putting bicep curls with hammer curls back to back with no rest in between those two, but then you take a rest in between the sets. Opposing muscles, you would do bench press and bent over row. Now, why are these great? This is great because, again, you keep your muscles under tension for a longer period, you're inducing muscle hypertrophy, and you're maximizing on your workout time if you don't have enough time to train. Again, we need to make sure that we're still pushing ourselves with those weights and making sure that we're still good on our form, because you don't want to compromise on your form. If you compromise on your form, you're going to end up getting an injury and then forget making anything intense for a long time. All right, last one, slow down your reps or tempo training. So this technique is referred to time under tension. So it focuses on the amount of time that you're putting your muscle under stress. So how long is your muscle working for without having any break, but under stress and tension? So let's say you're training at home and you really don't have any equipment and all you have is a pair of 5 kilo dumbbells, right? Now, when you're starting your workout the first week, let's say I give you 3 times 12 reps, okay? And you're using the 5 kilos and they are challenging you. Now, the following week, you do the same thing and you feel like, okay, this has gotten easier. So you can get other weights. And if you use the same weights, the only other way for me to actually increase is by increasing reps or increasing sets, which is going to make you feel super bored and it's too repetitive. And I don't like, and most trainers don't like going above a certain rep range, because again, I think 12 should be the maximum when it comes to muscle endurance, unless you're doing HIIT training. So in this case, when you are slowing down your reps and you're adding in tempo, you're actually making the weights feel heavier. Right? That's what it feels like, right? So you're increasing tension, the weights feel heavier, everything is being slowed down, and so you're actually doing more resistance training. Yes, some people find it boring, but it is a great strategy if you're traveling and you don't have equipment and you're working with bands. It's a great strategy if you don't have enough weights where you're at. And it's also a great strategy to just increase strength overall. So next time you go to the gym, choose weights that you would do 10 reps for squats. All right, and I want you to try going down 1, 2, 3, pause 1, 2, 3, and go up 1, 2, 3. You're gonna realize how much more intense the movement is going to feel and how much more intense the repetitions are going to feel, because we are just adding more resistance by using the exact same weight, by just building time under tension. So those were the 4 strategies for increasing intensity of your workouts without actually having to do any cardio or HIIT. So why is this so important? Increasing intensity of your workout is for you to actually make progress and actually see improvement. If you are doing the exact same amount of effort throughout your workout, you're probably going to hit a plateau. And if you're already at a plateau, the reason you're not getting out of it is because you've probably not increased anything in terms of intensity and you're not doing anything different. So different does not mean go and do a completely different workout. Different simply can mean adding in tempo, increasing your weight by an extra 2 kilos, and you're going to start to see things changing again. Increasing the intensity of your workouts through these methods are also going to help promote growing muscle. And essentially, we need to grow muscle for whatever our goal is. If your goal is to lose fat, you need muscle. If your goal is to build strength, you need muscle. If your goal is just to be healthy and for the purpose of longevity, you need to build muscle. So whichever area we're looking at, it comes down to building muscle. So increasing intensity is really, really important for progress. So in conclusion, the 4 ways that you can increase intensity is increasing your weights, decreasing your rest time, adding in supersets, slowing down your reps, tempo training. Those are the 4 ways that you can increase your intensity without any cardio. Next time you're in the gym, choose one of these strategies, try them out, see how you feel. If you don't like it, try another one the next time and see how you feel. Remember, at the end of the day, you choose what works for you and what you're comfortable with. But don't let your progress stay stagnant. You want to see improvement, you have to progress. You need to overload, you need to increase intensity of whatever workout you are doing. Thank you for tuning in to today's episode of It's Pretty Simple. I hope there's something that you took away from this. And if you like this episode, please make sure to leave a review, hit subscribe, and share it with some of your fitness buddies.